Well, as soon as it's just like as soon as something doesn't happen on a day that I think it's going to happen, another day just pops up so strongly. And of course, y'all probably, because really, I'm just emoting on YouTube. This is like my place to deal with knowing what's coming, but feeling like I have a family or that I have a voice with other people that are in the church, like part of the church. Like here we are, we're the church at Ephesus or Smyrna or wherever, but we're a faction. We're a cutout, separate part of the church, and but we are, you know, a group. And just like Paul, obviously he needed those that he reached out to in those letters. I need y'all, and because this is it's a weird thing to just try to shove down your friends' throats when they don't get it. So the Lord sends my fellowship, um, through YouTube videos and through comments. And they have their fellowship. We got our fellowship. Again, as above, so below. It's a complete upside down world. Paul had his fellowship with, the Ephesians, the Galatians, Philippians, so on and so forth. And, we're allowed to have ours here. And I hope everybody feels comfortable here. And for us to keep doing what we're doing. So if I remember in order, I think it was in order in this direction. And it doesn't really matter what's in order. You gotta love the 322, which they gave us in the Dark Knight. There's a 754, there's a 1-5 and a 17, or an O and a Q, or a 1-5 and a Q. There's a 754, a 43, a 22. My name is Trey. It means 3. That divorce that took place on the 22nd or February 2nd, which I've shown y'all many times, has been something. Her birthday is on that October 28th date that AWTR just made a pretty big video on. And AWTR wanted me to explain the arch or the ark. And I thought I did in the video a little bit. But remember, day 13 matched with March 13th through the portal, and I forgot to load a portal tutorial in a video. Let me go add that right now while I'm thinking about it, and I'll try to remember to do it in this one also. So I've added them in the dates, and I'm not really sure. Again, there's the 322. We can be done with that. Not really sure if maybe I shouldn't just go straight to your comments and then work backwards. But I do want to get to AWTR's portal question. The transfer portal, which AWTR does understand, the transfer portal part of it is the first thing that helped me understand there's such thing as a transfer portal is when I went up 37 days. I was like, let me see what goes back to the solar eclipse. And it was because I knew the solar eclipse would be big, and it was 37 days, which has been a big number in my life, of course. And now we find out that it's the 12th prime number, so that's a number for the church. 37 is a number for the church in God's abstract numerical value world that he brought me into. And when you add it through the portal of Janus Tenet, it comes to the snow full. So I was like, the snow full moon of IPEC Goat is connected to the solar eclipse of Donnie Darko. That's what hit me in my head really quick. And I don't know what it was 313 was big. on some videos I was watching. I was watching some videos from somebody, and they were showing how the 313 is so big because it's day 1109 and it's also March 13th. So I wanted to go back and look at that 1109 date, and I noticed it was 62 days, and I ran it through the portal of Janus 10 at January 10th and added it back 62 back through the other way, and realized that it landed on March 13th, which was 313. And I realized there was a 313 connection, and right then it was confirmed in my pea brain that we have a transfer portal where they shift time and events to mark their territory, to mark their event dates that they have to match up with numerical values or something. Let's just say there's connections. And at that moment, we just started running with it. And when I discovered it, I was like begging people immediately to start realizing this so we can start to figure stuff out. And now it's slowed down. We're not in any big hurry, but so if you AWTR, when you go back 74 days, you go back to day 301, which is October 28th, my second wife's birthday. Okay, that's 74 days. And when you run it back through the portal, it's March 25th. So from March 25th all the way down to March 1st, there's a 25-day arc and it peaks as the archway peaks at the top. It peaked on day 62. So 12 days away from that. It peaked because March 13th also landed on day 313, and that's the peak. So the beginning date of October 28th is day 301 or March 1st. And I'm not sure if they don't make an upside down and a right side up arc, or they would form an X if you properly did this on a spreadsheet. I still have yet to take the time to try to do that and don't know that I ever will. But these numbers here, nothing counts except the 62, because you really have to double those numbers up, because that's a day and that's the same day. So as you move farther away from this top of the arc date, let's just say you start backing it up. If you back up the number to 61 days, you're going to get day 314 and March 12th. If you raise the number to 63 days, you're going to get day 312 or March 14th, but it's covering March 1st through March 25th as a very special, significant time. March 1st through March 25th is a very special, significant time on the calendar, but back through the portal, it's very special and specific for us. And the Donnie Darko dates did point to October 30th as a day the world will end. And that transferred over to March 3rd, I think. Right? Which is 3-3. Yeah, because if March 28th is day 301, start over. If my second wife's birthday, October 28th, is day 301 of the year, that's March 1st. October 29th is day 302 of the year, that's March 2nd. October 30th is day 303 of the year. That's March 3rd. That's 3-3. And that's the day the world will end. So March 3rd is a big day to look at. And again, it's just another upside down way to view things. It could mean nothing. It just could be something I stumbled on and I don't even pay attention to it. But it's an anomaly, and it's, it's mathematical, it's calendar-esque, and it's something I think they thrive on or thrive with. I think the transfer portal definitely is, because it's in their commercial, is the transfer portal, and so on and so forth. So I didn't answer your question per se, but I think I gave you enough ammo to certainly run with it. I want to then go to your comments. And there's been a lot over the last. So we went over the Pan Am flight. No, this is a new one. I don't think we went over Pan Am flight 103. Victor Knight said crashed 12/21. And I like 12/20. I want to tell you something about my ex-wife and I. The day before I sat her down and told her I wanted a divorce, it was the exact opposite. If you remember, of the February 2nd divorce date, it was August 2nd. And it was delayed a day because my son was in town to visit his mom for her August 4th Obama birthday. I know, right? And so the first wife's all about Obama. The second wife's all about Trump, because her marriage number to me was 88 in 2 different marriage number progression days, which I've shown y'all many times how that worked. And it was just a math numbering system the Lord showed me, and my ex-wife and I, have this. If you take, her birthday was October 28th, so you go 10/28, 1973 times my birthday, which is July 6th, so it's 7 times 6 times 1961. We get a number. I'm 82362. She's 55244. And start timesing it by each year. You get every other year a 3-digit number that doesn't change, and it's right in the middle of the number. And then it finally evolves to 628, 128, and it began the year the 627, 127 began the year we got married. As we met, it was in 626, 126. So it's something that's always been there. It's a mathematical anomaly with my number and her number. There's something about me and my second wife that points to numbers. And the Lord's always had me into numbers since I was a child. There's nothing you can't get any of this stuff in any occult book. This is our stuff. Okay, this is Holy Spirit driven stuff, but we just don't know why or where it's going or what it's about. But we're figuring stuff out at a very slow rate, but we're giving what we need when we need it, apparently. So when she and I, before I sat her down on August 2nd, August 1st, The Dark Knight was out. My son wanted to go see it. He had a girlfriend with him. She lived in Tampa. My son was living in Tampa at the time. And we went to dinner with my son and his mother. So I was there with both my wives, ex-wife and current wife, and knowing I was about to sit the current wife down until I wanted a divorce. And gorgeous girl, loved her. But the Lord made my life so uncomfortable. I had no testosterone. The Lord had me taking testosterone blockers to keep my hair because a friend talked me into taking Propecia. The doctor said, no problem. Never told me to block my testosterone. My friend needs injections. My testosterone is back thriving through herbs, and I only took it 2 years. But I had no testosterone. I was suffering from ulcerative colitis. I couldn't sleep. I was just under total unrest. I was an astrologer and was teaching her kids astrology, set our marriage up on the new moon in Cancer, set our marriage up on astrology, and it just crumbled within a year. And, it's like the Lord makes you be the worst of them before you will live the goat life before you get the call as a lost sheep to be a found sheep, basically. And so we went to see The Dark Knight, which we now know what that's all about. That's all about Trump and the Antichrist. But they didn't want to go see The Dark Knight. My two wives, ex-wife, current wife, they were like, we don't want to go see that movie. And my son and his girlfriend were like, well, we'll go see The Dark Knight and y'all go find a movie that y'all want to watch. And my son and I were pretty much in the exact same theater that I just watched No Time to Die in, now that I think about it. It was that first one to the left at this movie theater here in Winter Haven, Florida. And they went across the way. I should have went to see what movie that was, but they went to see the ABBA movie. What was the ABBA movie? But ABBA is ABBA or 1221. That's 1221. So I can't help but wonder about my friend's 1221, Mr. Young. Name of the ABBA movie. Mamma Mia. Okay. Eminem, which we know what Eminem stand for. Master, and then the name of the club. So Eminem, okay, Mamma Mia, that was it. They went to go see Mamma Mia. All right. And released June 30th. But you see the ABBA, that's 1221. And so when Mr. Victor Knight here talks about 1221, I'm like, I can kind of dig it, because he said 1221, 1988. Well, we were across the hall watching 88, watching Trump in The Dark Knight, and they were across the hall watching 1221 ABBA. So can't help but love it. I mean, like I've said, y'all's opinion's as good as mine with any of these dates. We're all just shooting in the dark. But somebody's going to be allowed some spiritual discernment to nail something down eventually, I think. And I can care less if it's me or Victor or Michael Jack or, Chief or Christian Schultz or Mary Carroll or Zarlodius or Vanessa or Blake E. Persian. Did I say that name right? Blake Epperson, sorry, I knew it didn't sound right. Or Jamie from Louisiana. Somebody's going to hit us up, right? So Pan Am Flight 103, 1988, Donnie Darko was rumored to be a terrorist attack like 9/11. The flight was headed from London to New York, 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. 2 minus 8 equals a -6, or what they call the positive value of 6, or something, or the value of 6. You have 6 hours plus, you have 6 hours. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So you have 6, 6, 6, 3. And I might not follow all of this, but I just want to read it anyway. And because that's why if I wrote stuff out, y'all wouldn't understand it in a comment. But when y'all hear me do it in a video, I would have to have Victor really make a YouTube video and explaining all this. It says on 9/11/21, Trump called for 21 days of prayer. Well, that's super interesting. Again, everything keeps bringing us back to 21. And that's 21 days through the portal. No, it's 20 days through the portal. That's 20 days through the portal, by the way. Just so you know. That's 20 days through the portal, my friend, to take you back to December 21st. And it runs you through when Donnie Darko said that's the day the world would end. Now, I think you have to take a look at that 21st date being a day something happens, but maybe not when Trump would go down, because it connects to January 30th when they said that's the day the world will end. The day the world will end, I don't think, is when Trump goes down necessarily, because it didn't in Donnie Darko. He died in the movie on October 2nd, which is also when Trump said he had the illness. which means you have corona, which means you have the outer ring of a solar eclipse, which means the sun and moon are connecting. And if you portal that date back through when he said he had it, it lands on a total solar eclipse when you run it back through the portal. That was probably the last straw that told us this transfer portal is very real. And also tells us that Hitler's birthday of February 20th, a total solar eclipse that connects to the Donnie Darko date and the Trump having the corona, that's either when he's going to go down or that's when the abomination of desolation would be. Or when the world war will end. Now, why do I say the world war will end? They give you an eclipse in the movie Apocalypto, and they're cutting off heads until the eclipse takes place. Apocalypto eclipse scene. And of course, Mel Gibson did this. Apocalypto eclipse. So this guy's about to get his head chopped off as he's watching his friends get their heads chopped off. And heads getting chopped off is what happens to the sheep by the Edward Scissorhands superheroes when they start getting their superpowers. They're going to start killing Christians. So he's being laid down to get his head chopped off. And it's about to happen. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so. But, you know, it all goes back to that Mayan calendar. And I wonder if anything connects to the Mayan date. I bet if we run that date through a portal. When was the Mayan calendar supposed to end? Was it 12/21? The last day of the Mayan calendar, 2012. Wasn't there a date like it was December 21st or New Year's Eve, or I don't know what it was. But you see, that would be a big date also to run back how long after that was to 9/11. That's 11 years. Okay, now add 11 to 2012. That's 2023. That hits that eclipse. It was December. Okay, around 21 December. Oh, there it is. Would occur on or around 21st, 2012 December. So let's do a little math here. I'll pause so I don't waste your time. Well, I'm just now realizing my gym closes at 10 and I got to get going. I went and made a whole pot of coffee and I can't do that. I'll save it to Monday. So you look at 4,019, that's 4,119 days. Wow. I know we see that 11/9 on there, or the 9/11. So that's 9/11 to the Mayan calendar date. So 4,119. Let's go 4,119. And from December 21st. Whoops. 2012. Okay. April Fool's Day, 2024. Wow. It's like right before the X across America. There's no eclipse that day. 2024 solar eclipse. That's on the 8th, April 8th. So it's 7 days before the solar eclipse. It's close. It's not a direct hit. Certainly not. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. This will be just part one, and then we'll get into all of your rest of your comments. Michael Jack's got a lot of stuff on here. And so, and then we're going to go through the No Time to Die movie, the various clips that I took. And of course, I did share a lot of, I shared the first three, and then I realized I'm going to have way too many videos, and I don't want to bog down my channel with 31, 48, 3 minutes, 54-second videos. So, and we'll cover them. But we'll do that when I get back. All right. So love y'all very much. And this will be part one. We'll get to part two in a little bit.